At the beginning of the 19th century, when Japan was still gathering the fragments of the samurai era and enduring the pain of prolonged isolation, a thin, delicate-featured child was born in an alleyway in the small village of Toba, located on the shores of Ise Bay. His name was Mikimoto Kokichi, and none of the simple villagers knew that this boy, who whispered to the sea, would one day become one of the first to sow the seeds of modern industry in Japan. He would become known as the Pearl King and contribute to setting his country on the path to industrial glory. Chapter 1: Son of the Sea. Kokichi grew up in a poor family selling dried fish. From an early age, the sea was his first friend. He listened to its waves and watched the Japanese divers, the women of the sea, dive in search of oysters. Pearls were rare at the time, found only by luck, hidden in the heart of oysters like a faint dream. One evening, he returned home carrying an empty shell and said to his mother, "Mother, why don't we grow pearls like rice?" Her mother laughed and shook her head at his innocence, but she had no idea that that little sentence would become the essence of her son's life. Chapter 2: The Impossible Dream. Kokichi grew up, and his dream grew with him. He began working in a small seashell shop, a thought in his mind that never ceased: how can pearls be made scarce yet available? He continued to research and experiment, despite the ridicule of those around him and the poverty that bit him. He bought a small boat, set up primitive tanks in the sea, and implanted tiny nuclei in oysters, hoping the oyster would envelop them with its layers until they grew into pearls. For years, nothing came of it. He was seen as crazy, wasting his time chasing an impossible dream. But in 1893, after arduous experiments, he opened an oyster and found inside a clear, round pearl, not created by nature, but cultivated by man. At that moment, the sea cried out with him, and the horizon shook. Cultured pearls were born, and with them, a soft Japanese industrial revolution. Chapter 3: From Toba to Tokyo. Toba transformed from a village forgotten by time into the cradle of an industry that changed the face of Japan. Kokichi established the world's first pearl farm, employed the women of the region, and established an ecological and economic system that helped empower women and drive development. But success was not easy. He faced smear campaigns from traditional merchants and was ridiculed for his fake pearls. Yet he did not give up. He confidently said, "Pearls we cultivate are no less beautiful than those from the sea. But their true value is that they are born of will." And indeed, the world began to acknowledge them. Mikimoto's pearls were exported to Europe and adorned the necks of princesses and royal ladies. His name was remembered in Tokyo with reverence as a pioneer of modern Japanese industry.